nitrous.
Dispatch, Car 9, street race spotted. Vehicles heading northbound on the Brooklyn. Copy, Car 9. Available units in Manhattan.
The crew was actually born in France at the team called Ivory Tower. It's a small team of super senior veteran driving game experts. So their credits are as diverse as Test Drive Unlimited, Need for Speed, Burnout, GTA, and they partnered up very recently with Reflections, the team behind Driver San Francisco. Now, the spirit there was really to continue this idea of a living world, a massive living world with lots and lots of cars. So if you want a driving MMO, that was really the spirit. So this idea of a whole world, well, it really meshes super nicely with a map that you can see and being able to go very, very quickly from one environment, let's say a city street, to another environment, a forest in the middle of a national park. The US is a big, big world. So we want to take you by the hand and drive you from Detroit to New York to Miami to Las Vegas to Los Angeles with a story. We can't go into specifics on the story, but it will take you on a reckless road trip around the States. And that's really what we want to do, is to hold people's hands, to give them an adventure, a driving adventure throughout the country.
Dispatch, Car 73. Copy. I'm on that.
Our approach in terms of where we were trying to pitch the driving was really action driving. We really wanted to create something that was accessible and fun and immediate, but have enough depth there to create a long-term engagement, if you will. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to have a selection of cars that you could really customize and take into different places. So for example, the Camaro that you played with earlier on, you can customize that not only for street use and increasingly fast with increasingly better performance parts, but also you can customize it completely to go off-road, to go completely off-road or to go on dirt tracks. And the final customization is something that's on circuits, so proper race cars. It's the closest we get to simulation, and even that is fairly action orientated. One of the things that the map, the satellite map, affords us is being able to even spectate and see your friends playing around you or in different zones. So you could be playing in Las Vegas, your friend could be playing in New York. You can press back, zoom out, see the entire US, focus on New York and see your friend playing in New York. And if you want to join him, that's one button click. So that's something that was in the project right from the first day.
These are the local hombres. They're fast, so you've got to be slick.
For us, the whole world had to be living. Now, this is something that the next gen is really bringing. I think the last generation of consoles was all about HD and HD graphics. This generation is about creating this connected world. So one of the things that we wanted to do is put this living world at the center of your experience. So whenever you're playing with people around you. You don't have to play with them, but you can drive alongside them. You know, the classic concept there is a car zooming past you in New York could be a friend, could be a potential rival, could be a potential crew member. And that's something that's really exciting. It creates something that's unexpected and constantly changing. So that's something that we've got in the game and is the basic layer. Now, in terms of your friends and your crew, because that's what it's all about, every single mission, event, and race is playable cooperatively. So if you're having trouble with a mission, you can invite somebody who's gone further in the game, who has better performance part. You can invite him, group up with him, create a crew, and launch the mission. And if he manages to beat the mission with you, you'll progress. So it's all about cooperation as well. The classic example there was the takedown that we showed you earlier on, where everybody was trying to take down the same target. Only one person did it, and of course there's some competition between you there. So that's the synchronous, the same time experience, creating the crew. But of course we've got asynchronous challenges with ghosts everywhere for every skill inside the world, and we have thousands of skills, and leaderboards, all of the information that you need to be able to beat your friends. And we wanted to make our approach to this very visual. So when you're on that satellite view of the US, you'll see exactly which missions, which skills you've been beaten on, and you'll be invited to go back and beat them and leave a ghost for your friend too.
This is rough terrain, so choose your route carefully. Now go.
The approach was to give even newbies the potential to customize the vehicles in exactly the same way, the way that they wanted to do it. So higher level players will have different performance upgrades, and they'll have a much wider variety of parts and customizations to choose from. But lower level players can still enjoy a limited amount of that. Higher level players will have performance upgrades and perks, a skill tree, if you will, that will give them, let's say, power-ups that other drivers won't have when they start off the game. Maybe it'll be a bonus on a cooldown timer to escape from the police, or a better nitrous and things like that. There are so many different environments. I mean, we've got city streets, of course. You saw New York, you saw Las Vegas down the hill, we've got Miami, we've got all of these different areas. And those are fun street racing, urban areas. That's great. It's expected, and we definitely have those. On top of that, we've got pure off-road. So imagine being dropped in the middle of a national park with a 4x4 vehicle, and that's something else that you saw today. But on top of that, we've got snow-capped mountains, we've got the bayou with vehicles that have to be able to go across those things. We've got highways, we've got big fields, because the Midwest of the US is full of fields and forests and things like that that create really dynamic and interesting driving routes. So the general philosophy was really focusing on the word companion. It's something that accompanies you in your experience, and we wanted to give you access to your cars, the cars that you love, that you've spent time customizing in the game, on the companion app too. There are lots of other features, but I think we're going to talk about those a little bit later this year. So lots of races, both circuit, checkpoints, follow races, takedowns, as you said. As many different gameplays as driving lets us do. So all of the variety that we've seen, that we've mastered on things like Driver, we're going to have in this game. So all of the cars, of course, have damage models. Because these are licensed cars, we can't go, full gonzo burnout on them either. But they're damaged nicely, and it affects performance slightly. So you're going to have to go to your HQ and repair those as well. It really is part of the RPG approach that we have for the game. Everything has got to be connected, and you've got to invest time, money, resources into getting your car back on.